What's going on, YouTube? This is BTR Investments, where we help give you the best tips and strategies in the stock market. In today's video, we're going to discuss questions you should ask yourself if you're just starting out or if you're a beginner investor. The reason I'm doing this video is I know how hard it is just starting out, and this is something that I learned down the road that I really wish I knew at the beginning. So if you like today's video, if you could please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm dropping a minimum 5 videos per week. Alright guys, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, just for a little background, I started investing about 5 years ago. Honestly, I did no studying and no research, and I really just hopped into it. And I've lost, at the beginning, tons of money. So the way I would learn is by losing my money and then figuring out what I did wrong. You never want to lose money in the stock market, so my goal with this video is to kind of help you guys set up a better plan. So if you're just starting out, or if you're looking to start, these are important questions to ask yourself that I think will help you out in the future. So the first question I have is that I think that you guys should ask yourself is, what are your goals with investing? I think that this is a very important question because then you're not just running around and hopping in the stock market not knowing what you're doing. So really, what are your goals with investing? This really helps you create a plan and stick to it. I think when I first started out, I had no goals with it, and I was just kind of putting my money in there, hoping it goes up and down. So I just think that if you know and you have a set plan, that this would really help out. So what are your goals? And then write it on a piece of paper, put it out in front of you, and then figuring out a step-by-step plan and sticking to it. All right, guys, and the next question I have that you should ask yourself is this money that you can afford to lose? The reason I have you guys asking yourself this is because you never want to be trading with emotional money. And what do I mean by emotional money? It's money that you can't afford to lose. So then when you see a stock go down 10% or 15%, your first instinct is to sell. So then honestly, it's just making it harder to grow your money. And since you really need this money and you hate seeing it lose value, you make really bad decisions. So is this money you can afford to lose? I honestly, if it's not worth putting into the stock market. Stocks are very volatile, and it's better just to save up for 6 months, and then you'll be able to use money that you can't afford to lose and make better decisions. So that's one of the first things I noticed when I first started out, is I was using my money that I actually really needed, and then I was making very poor decisions due to the fact that anytime a stock went down, I would freak out and sell. And honestly, that was just due to the fact with emotions, with trading. And this is just not good because you never want to lose money in the stock market. As much as we wish that stocks only went up, they really do not. And you're going to have days, red days, where you go down big, right? And this is the difference between good traders and good investors and bad traders and bad investors. Because when those red days happen, you don't really freak out, right? You shouldn't, because this is money you can afford to lose. Honestly, with stocks, you could lose all your money, right? And if you're prepared for that and that's fine, then honestly put your money into this, and I think that that's very good. But if this is money where you would freak out if you saw your stocks and value go down 10%, it's really not worth putting in. And this is something that I really wish I knew, and I really learned the hard way. Because when I first started out, I was losing money like crazy due to the fact that I was just trying to make it only go up, right? So I would freak out on red days where it would go down 10%. When in reality, now I look at it, if I would have just held out on that point for a couple more months, I would have made more money. So that is something to keep in mind, and always ask yourself is this money you can afford to lose? And if it's not, just save up your money for 6 months, put a little money to the side, and this will just be your investing money. The stock market's not going anywhere, guys, so it's better to trade with money you can afford to lose than emotional money. All right, guys, the next important question I think that you should ask yourself that I think is super helpful is this money that you could afford to not touch for years or even decades? If your answer is no to this, I would honestly just say don't even use this money to invest in. And I'll give an example right now. So let's just say you have $1,000 saved up and you want to put it in the stock market, but you need this money 8 months down the line for vacation. Well, honestly, you're just gambling your money, because let's just say 8 months comes down the line and your stocks in your portfolio is down 20%. Now you're forced to cut losses. So you just took a $200 loss, and now you're going on vacation with $800. So honestly, it's just not even worth it. And this is where I stated before, just save your money for a couple months. The stock market's not going anywhere, and just know that this is money that you shouldn't have to touch for years or even decades, right? Because that's really where you start seeing profits. It's how long you could hold on to it if you're investing in good companies. So if your answer is no to this, it's not really worth putting into the stock market. And if your answer is yes, this is money that you could hold on to for years or even decades. This is great. This just means that you might be able to start investing. But if this is money that you'll need a couple months down the line or even a year, I just say don't even invest it, because I've learned the hard way. I would actually invest money that I would need a couple months down the line, and I've lost great amounts of money when I first started out due to this, because now you're forced to sell and you're selling it at whatever price. So it's really just not worth it. So I think that this is a huge question to ask yourself. So is this money that you could afford to not touch for years or even decades? All right, guys, let's just say that you've answered these questions that you asked yourself and you feel very comfortable and you're ready to start investing. And you already have your company that you have picked out that you're ready to invest in. I think that this is awesome and could be one of the best decisions that you make in your life. I just think that you should ask yourself before you do it too, that I think is very important, is have I really done enough research about the company before I put my money into them? I think that this is very important because when I first started out, I was just putting my money into trending stocks that honestly I had no clue about. I couldn't even tell you one thing about the company. So if you can't give a description for a minute long about what the company is, then don't invest into it. Like I said before, which you guys might get annoyed about, but the stock market is not going anywhere. It is better to research for a couple months in figuring out why you're putting your money into this. If you can't answer the question of why you're putting your money into this about the company, then don't use this money to invest and just research, because knowledge is power, right, guys? So if you're using your hard-earned money, do you really want to take the chances of losing it? The answer is no, right? So honestly, just do your own research. Keep studying about the company itself. Questions I could give, like, where are they going in 5 years? Where do you think they're going in the future? How have they done in the past quarterly earnings? Things like that. So as much as like watching YouTube videos about certain stocks is amazing, you got to be cautious and do your own research, because there is a lot of people out there that do just want you to buy their stocks just so they have chances of it going up for their own sake, right? Because they want to make profits off their own money. But keep watching videos, keep researching, but then at the end of the day, it all comes down to you specifically, because you have to do your own research. So if you have a company picked out that you're ready to start investing in, ask yourself, have I really done enough research about the company before I put my money into them? It's better to wait a couple months, figuring out where the company's going. If you can't even answer who's the CEO of the company, things of that, like, come on, that's not very good, right? So you don't want to just waste money into a company. So if you are ready to start investing and you feel comfortable, ask yourself, have I done enough research about the company before I put my money into them? I really wish I knew this starting out, because honestly, some of the companies I invested in, I had no clue about, and it just made my savings and my investing portfolio go down a lot. So have I done enough research about the company? Honestly, just really ask yourself this. I think this is the most important thing. Even years from now, always ask yourself this, because if you don't know anything about the company, then you don't know where your money is going to go. That's just being honest. But you have greater chances when you know more and you just think that they have a great plan for the future. So that is the last question that I think that you should ask yourself. And let's just say you have done your research and everything and you're ready to go. This is awesome. I really think that you're just setting yourself up for compounding interest and growth with your savings in the future, and this could really help you out years down the line. So all right, guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope that this video could really help out before you start investing, or if you're just a beginner. And I just think that you guys are making an awesome decision wanting to invest your money. I just think that you're just setting yourself up, and your future self will thank you. So I really hope you guys did enjoy it. And if you did, if you could leave a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments. I'll make sure to answer it. So don't hesitate to ask me questions that you're curious about. I'll make sure to answer them. So if you like the video and you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm dropping a minimum 5 videos per week. So I hope you guys stay tuned and have an amazing day.